Hi everybody, this is Janet Wright and this is the live stream, so hope it's working. Let's find out. I think it's working. Yep, it's working. It's exciting. Okay, if you want, you can text hi. You can text the country you're in if you want, or your favorite color, or your favorite baby animal, just something to say hi. Oh, and you could say if you hear me or not, because I don't know why. Like, I don't know that that's automatic, that the sound would work. I think the sound works, but anyway. Okay, so while I wait for people to say hi, I just want to introduce what this live stream is going to be. It's going to be a group healing for 80 participants. And the participants have prepaid a pretty small fee, relatively speaking, for 3 healings. Today's healing, and then a healing in 2 days on Sunday, and then a healing in 2 more days on Tuesday. And but everybody is welcome to watch and heal yourself as you watch if you want, even if you're not getting the healing from me, you're just watching and healing yourself. That's fine. You're welcome to chat and observe. For the 80 participants, you don't have to heal yourself. You could watch and just enjoy, or because you can think about receiving the healing that you're getting. But some people do like to heal themselves as well at the same time, even if they are a participant, receiving the healing. So I just want to look at some of the text. So this is nice. We have all sorts of different countries already. Somebody's watching from work. I hope you don't get in trouble for that. And yeah, you can come back in later on the live stream. You're welcome, of course. And yes, someone can hear me. That's good. Someone else says hi. This is good. We're getting all sorts of countries. And so I should type something too. I always like doing that. Okay, so I just wrote that I'm in the US and I like baby turtles, and my favorite color is maybe purple, even though I like them all. All the rainbow colors I'm very into. All right, let's see how many. We don't have a lot of watchers yet, but I guess it is what it is. Oh, now we have 7 watching, so that's better. But anyway, so I guess I will just give people a couple more minutes to jump on if they want. Maybe people are used to me taking a long time chatting at the start. That's what I get for trying to be more prompt today. Hello, hello. Hi, guys. So I see we have some people watching that are not healing participants that didn't prepay for a healing, which is great. You're super welcome to watch. Even if you've never worked with me before, you didn't pay to get this healing, because I will describe what I'm doing as I do it, and you might learn something. It might be interesting, and you can heal yourself as you watch me heal everybody if you want. That could be inspiring. So yeah, hi. So we have all sorts of countries. I'm so happy. Oh, and I could tell the fun facts now. I still am curious how many people are. Oh, we have 8 watching. Okay. So the fun facts are there are 80 healing participants, 80 people that I will be healing during this live stream. And they are in 9 different countries this time. And there are 6 kids that I'm healing among those 80 people. And the ages of the kids are between 10 and 16 years of age. Which I just always love to think about. Like, man, if I could have gotten healings at that age, just it's very wonderful that that these parents, of these kids is like, hey, or grandma, mom, in some cases, but I'm impressed by the adults that are thoughtful enough to get their kid an energy healing, because, you know, kids need it too. Okay, and the countries that people are in. Oh, how do you prepay? Somebody said. Well, right now it's sold out, so you can't prepay. But you could well, because pre is in advance. So, but you prepay on my website, and it's really cheap. Particularly the triplets is like insanely cheap, because for the triplet healings this Friday, Sunday, Tuesday, which is sold out, this one, but there's one at the start of each month. The first Friday of each month starts one. It's only $50 US, and there's sliding scale financial need rates that go down as low as $30 US. So and that's for all 3 healings. But anyway, it's on my website. There's a session payment page on my website. My website is the same name as the YouTube channel, janetwrightreadings.com. And then there's a sessions menu, and it says pay for sessions here. And but the next, there's a healing masterclass coming up, and the theme is abundance, which I'm looking forward to as well. And that is a 1 healing, and it's even longer than one of the triplet healings is. And that's on Sunday, September 15th this time. It's the 3rd Sunday. It's always the 3rd Sunday of each month is the healing masterclass, or HMC for short, for cool and use initials. But anyway, yeah, so you can see that, you know, you could jump onto the HMC, the Healing Masterclass, which is coming up in less than 2 weeks on the 15th on abundance. Which is, it's called the Healing Masterclass, but I just needed a cool name for it. I mean, it's like, it is a class, and the 2 archangels are helping me, and I will give messages from them, but it's, a lot of it is healing. Just like this stuff, you get an energy healing on the topic, and also a general healing. But anyway, yeah, so you're welcome to. I'm very, I mean, as probably most of you can tell from, you know, watching comments on my videos, I'm very into people, you know, joining if they want. It's not like a closed group, you know. If you haven't worked with me in years, if you've never worked with me, you know, that's fine. I mean, everybody's equal in my eyes, so jump on in. And, you know, tip of the hat too, I always talk about the newbies, but we have a ton of veterans in these healings, and it's been, you know, I gotta say, it's you know, talking to all the participants, maybe they'll watch later as a video too, but you know, I'm very impressed watching people's progress over the years. It's always nice to see. You know, like, you know, a lot of people, you know, they were only in maybe 7, 6 or 7, 6 and 5, you know, those physical body chakras before they started, you know, working with the videos and healing themselves, and, you know, getting some healings, and now some of them are in all their chakras all the time. Some of them are getting there, and they're in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 all the time. Some of them are in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 all the time, which is still way better than being only in your 7th all the time. And it's a pretty practical level of presence, because 3rd is about taking action and time management and mindful action. So anyway, so I'm proud of you guys. You know, it's not easy to learn. I try to make it easy, but you know, still, you know, to clear your fears and to clear self-esteem issues, clear all the stuff that people are working on, it takes inner strength. So good job, guys. Okay, so I think I want to start soon, because I'm all prepped and ready. We do have 12 watching, which I don't know. I think that's a little low for the start, but what do I know? I usually don't watch the numbers until at the end, then I see like there were 25 watching after the fact. So anyway, I'm going to just stop watching the numbers of who's watching. But hello, thanks for all your comments. Yes, let's rock it. I agree. Okay, so the theme of this triplet healing set is work-life balance, which I've really been looking forward to personally, because the angels give me the healings that I give everybody else after the fact. Like, so I fully sample what I'm giving people. So I'm definitely looking forward to this work-life balance healing. And the fact that it's a set of 3 is that's great. You know, I need that. And you know, there's going to be a subtext of this. It's not just going to be work-life balance. It's also going to be giving and receiving and a balance with that and being able to receive more. Receive as in becoming whole, becoming restored, becoming renewed, receiving good karma from the universe, trying to repay you for past good deeds, receiving from other people, receiving from nature, receiving from other people. You know, Jophiel in the, I don't know if you guys saw, I keep talking about it in emails, but you know, the Metatron recording for this month, which is September 2019. I had to think about it. Mostly it's messages from Metatron, which I do like for sure. But then Jophiel, I think Jophiel's messages, it's kind of unique because she only did the last 7 minutes of the recording. But it's, you know, she really fit in a lot in that little 7 minutes. And she was talking about receiving from other people in a healthy, safe, and empowering way. So that's what we're going to work on too in this triplet set to kind of complement that Metatron recording for September 2019, which is on my website as a video, full-length video. But anyway, so that's all stuff we're going to work on in this set of 3 triple healings. Not only work-life balance, but also giving and receiving, because I was looking at how a lot of the participants, they part of what's wrong with their work-life balance is they're unable to receive in a lot of key ways that they would need. And so since they can't receive, then they can't have that playfulness and, you know, levity that you would have if you had, you know, work-life balance. So it's sort of an underlying root issue. So we're going to address both of those things, both work-life balance, but also giving and receiving balance in this triplet set of 3 healings. And each of the 3 healings will be different. You know, they'll all include general healing and repair work and flow work and releasing work, and then there'll be, you know, theme specific work. But so you don't have to watch the videos later, or you don't have to watch all the live streams, but you could, because they'll all be unique. And so it'll be, you know, today is Friday, September 6th, 2019, and then there'll be a live stream Sunday, the 8th of September, 2019, and then there'll be Tuesday, September 10th, 2019. All at the same time of day, just so you don't get confused. Love your hairstyle. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I got it yesterday. I was impressed that they were able to make my chopped up hair, super short hair, into anything. So I'm pleasantly surprised. Yes, good morning. Good morning, good morning. We have all sorts of countries. This is so exciting. Oh, and I can read the specific countries too, and then we'll start, I promise. But there are 57 participants that I'll be healing from the US. 6 participants are in the UK, and 6 are in New Zealand. So hello, New Zealand. 4 are in South Korea, and 2 are in Australia, and 2 are in Canada. And then 1 person each is in, there's 1 person in Spain, there's 1 person in India, and there's 1 person in Germany that I will be healing as part of this triplet set of 3 healings. Those are the 80 participants where they are. They're in 9 different countries. Love that. Okay. So I promised I wouldn't look at how many people are watching, so I won't look at that anymore. All right, so I already said hi to everybody. Maybe you'll be glad for that. So I'll just take a moment and get a sense again of my 80 prepaid healing participants before I start healing them. So yes, and hello everybody. I'm totally excited that everybody's watching live, and, you know, hope you enjoy. I never imagined that this type of healing that I do would be live streamed. So the angels pushed me into it. But anyway, so I'll be quiet for this time, really just probably a minute, because I did say hi to everybody already. That noise is one of my dogs. Okay, great. Okay, so first what I'm doing is I'm just going to get a sense of, do a little aura healing and grounding sort of at the same time. As most of you guys know, I'm always talking about grounding, that you can have it be as wide as your whole aura. So Akudal, this is her aura, that's how wide it is. So her grounding ideally would be that wide all around her, a big wide waterfall going all the way down to the core of the earth. So if you're using this video live or later to heal yourself, you could just imagine first, without using your hands if you want, just imagine creating a big grounding that's red or orange or yellow, like a big waterfall that goes as high as your third chakra, all the way down to the core of the earth. So what I like to do for participants is I just heal their third a little bit too at the same time. So unblock it. The third chakra is below the sternum bone, right below there, and the third chakra is a very practical chakra, I think, because it's about taking action, translating, wanting to do something to actually doing it. Starting projects, finishing projects. Also physical energy level, quality of sleep, time management, productivity. So often, I don't, but most people work Monday through Friday. That's their work schedule. So I like that this first healing is on a Friday, because that's really when most people need it the most. It doesn't have to be that way, but it's because most people, they don't allot enough meditation and self-healing time on a work day. But if they did, then it wouldn't have to be that way. People just think, oh, well, my work is so hard. There's no way to get out of this. I'm just going to be half dead by Friday. But it has to do with, okay, you have your challenges in your day, and do you prepare your energy for those challenges? But anyway, we're not here to judge people's routine, right? It is what it is. We're all a work in progress. So I'm still healing the third chakra. It just seems to really need it. It's kind of like doing that Friday half dead thing. There we go. It's very funny though, because I have to be careful, because some of the participants are asleep. Only a few of them, depending on their country, but I don't want to, disturb anybody's sleep. So I can't like rev up that third. All right, so now I'm going to go back to grounding for everybody. And if you're healing yourself, you can imagine a copy out in front of you, like I'm doing. And I don't imagine the whole energy system all at once, like all chakras, the grounding, the top of the aura, blah, blah, blah. I'm very specific. And so I just imagine the part I'm working on at that time. If I'm healing myself, it's like a camera. So you can zoom in, zoom out, your level of awareness, how you're using your clairvoyance, your sixth chakra. So you can view your whole space and your grounding all at once. And that is interesting. And you might observe things you wouldn't otherwise see. You can even like zoom out so that you're viewing like 40 feet all the way around yourself, or 50 feet all the way around yourself. So it's really like you're kind of tiny. But again, you're going to see different, you're going to notice different things. So speaking of which, that non-resistance zone that people have, which is just the 50-foot space all around the outside of the aura. I have a video, non-resistance zone. I'll make a note of that, so I'll link it later under this video. But anyway, so you can just, with gold light, clear out anything that's in that 50-foot area around you that your resistance has attracted to you, because that happens. That's my cat, Yo-Yo. Anyway, so I'm just helping everybody to clear out things that they've accumulated in their non-resistance zone. It could be, you know, just pain from the masses, you know, not necessarily from your best friend, but just, you know, like repressed anger. You know, some people are very resistant when someone else is angry, you know, like people pleasing, kind-hearted people. Sometimes they can go in that direction a lot of times, I think, where they don't want anyone to be mad, even not just mad at them, but just period, you know, so they kind of resist, you know, it makes them feel nervous, you know, when other people are mad. And so that resistance can draw it to your non-resistance zone, even if you don't know those people. So I'm just helping people to, by clearing out this non-resistance zone. So it can even affect your perception of the world at large, you know, because if you're carrying all this anger in your non-resistance zone, it's not that the whole world is that angry, it's just that you have this sample of it all around you, this concentrated sample. So that's what we want you to, that's what I'm helping people to let go of. Because part of, to bring it back to the theme of work-life balance, part of the issue with work-life balance, why people might overwork or they might just not make as much use of their lifetime, you know, like the personal time. You know, like I have this one client and, you know, she'll say, you know, I have a half hour right now. I could go out on my porch, you know, and enjoy being outside, but somehow for some reason I'm inside fixating on what I haven't done yet, you know, and I think that's true for a lot of people. You receiving is, there's more of an art to it for many people than you might think. So I think part of this non-resistance helps with that, you know, if you have more just sparkly gold, you know, fresh air around your aura rather than all that group pain, I think then it's just an easier shift into receiving, you know, and enjoying a moment. Okay, so that was non-resistance zone work a little bit. Does look more fresh air, gold glittery for people now. So I do want to do aura repair. I had noted some people, it's really only a handful of people that really need aura repair right now. And then everyone else either just could use gold light, you know, healing for their aura just because why not? Or some people have very slight damage, but there are some people that it's like a total cave-in in the back. So the aura, you know, you want it to be like a nice big round bubble all around you and whole so that it's not leaking energy, because then you have like this nice flow and it helps you let go of blocked energy better. So I look at everyone in advance, one at a time, very quickly, but one at a time. I look at how present people are, usually like a day or probably a day ahead of time, sometimes 2 days ahead of time. And so I notice how present people are. And if somebody's way less present than they usually are, then it's, usually because of aura damage. And if you know me already, you know this already, so forgive me for repeating. It's just so important. I do have videos to teach you aura repair, so you don't have to wait until the healing to get aura repair if you want. The entry level aura repair video is an 18-minute video called Gold Energy Aura Buffer Zones. Gold Energy Aura Buffer Zones. Still working on the aura repair. And again, it's for some people that need it, but then it's just a nice, like if I sample somebody who their aura isn't ripped, it's still like it's more dense in the main spots that usually get ripped for people is like back here, right along the midline back, and then, upper back or the whole center back. Sometimes people get aura damage right in the front here or here. I mean, it can happen anywhere, but the back, along center, upper back, or right here is the most popular place to need aura repair. So anyway, someone that doesn't need aura repair technically because their aura is not ripped there. Still, there can be, it's like a little more dense there, a little more congested there. Energy blocks are there, so it's nice for everybody, this part. It's never a waste to heal your aura. Your aura is, without your aura, working on your chakras is almost pointless. Like you really need the aura to protect everything. And because the aura is where the energy flows through, in between times flowing through your chakras, it has to flow in that aura layer. And that aura layer, it's kind of like your workspace, So it's got to be you. It's got to be just nice and flowing and whole, and that's how you kind of feel like, hey, everything's fine. If you got a good aura, even if you have challenges, you just feel ready for it. So yeah, everybody's got a whole aura now. Yeah. For chakra work, I'll probably do other stuff too, but I'm going to do a technique which is a really simple video too. It's so I'll make sure to link it down in the comments later. But sticky gold wax. Using sticky gold wax for all your chakras. It's a nice way to remove energy cords and unblock them, unblock the chakras. So you can just imagine, a copy of, you can just, because you have 7 physical body chakras and then you have 7 astral body chakras, and they're both important, and you want them all healthy and unblocked and flowing. But you can just, you can just imagine, if you want to do it quicker, you can imagine them both together. So like your 7th astral in your 7th physical, your 6th astral in your 6th physical. So just imagine one set of 7 chakras that represents, all your major chakras. In other words, like 7 7 6 6 5 5 4 4 3 3 2 2 1 1. And they're just open cylinders. You don't have to see them. Just imagine that a copy of all of them is out in front of you. And then you just imagine gold wax, gold universal healing energy. That is gonna adhere to the energy blocks that are healthy and gentle for you to release right now, and also the energy cords that you're ready to release right now. And then you just, you kind of just get the wax in pieces that you can take off easily and give it to your angels. When I'm doing it by myself, I don't make sound effects. Anyway, I like to do it a couple times, so more gold wax. And then, and on all the surfaces of the chakra. Like your seventh chakra would be oriented this way. And so here's the cylinder part, here's the round opening, here's another round opening. And then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are oriented this way. So round opening, round opening. Doesn't really matter, because if your intention is you're surrounding all of it with gold wax, sticky gold wax of healing energy, and your intention is that the wax is adhering to the cords you need to release and the energy blocks you need to release, it'll work. It doesn't matter if you don't know what a chakra shape is, or which one goes which way. Okay, so you got the gold wax on there again. Give a piece of it to your angels. Take the rest of it off, give it to your angels. If you have any extra parts, make sure you get it all off. That's nice. So then we could do, let me see what people need the most. I'm going to do more grounding and blocking, and also the bottom of the aura layers, in particular, like third layer, second layer, first layer. Your aura has 7 layers that go out. And so I noticed when I was checking people like a day ahead of time, a lot of people had more compression, which, not a surprise, but just a heads up, if you feel like, okay, my aura's whole, I'm grounded, my grounding's pretty flowing, then, oh, that's Bambi, by the way. I forgot that you might want to see her. It's her tail. Okay, Bambi, I take it back. You can get in the way. Too late. Sorry about that, guys. Can't see Bambi. But anyway, so for grounding, sometimes you may not realize that the center part gets blocked up, the most inner core part of the grounding. So that's what I'm going to do first, is just help people with that inner core part. The energy blocks can look like flat pieces, like shelves maybe, but they can also look like, if there are a bunch of them, they can look, it's sort of like a big tree trunk in your grounding in the center, but it's not like a good tree. It's just a bunch of energy blocks that, have sort of formed a solid mass, and maybe kind of big. And so that's why it makes me think of a tree trunk, but it's not one that you want in your grounding. But you don't have to worry. Like, I have this one client who is a participant this time, who she was like, okay, well, you said I get shelves in my grounding. What does that mean about me? What does that mean about things I'm working on? Blah, 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 like trying to overanalyze. It's just energy blocks. I just call them shelves because they're horizontal. And I thought, well, that's nice for people to know what they look like, But, being flowing in a certain place versus being blocked, it's just, you don't need to overanalyze it, just if you notice some blockages, just melt it away, but try to understand that the problem with overthinking, I mean, you can look at something, you can gain insight, by reflecting on it, but you can get to a point where you're just like chewing on it again and again, rather than just going a little deeper and relaxing and breathing and getting to that more non-resistant state. Because if you can get to the more of like a chilled out non-resistant state, then you might be releasing like 25 things at once and not even having to think about it. So anyway, I'm still working with the center core part of the grounding, helping people to let go of stuff. Like some of the new participants, some of this stuff has been in their grounding for like 20 years. Some people that get these group healings all the time, since I do this type of work all the time, it may not be from 20 years ago. It may be like just last week or something that built up. But I think there's always stuff from 20 years ago that you weren't ready to release last week that you're ready to release now. So sometimes I do like thinking about that, like there really honestly could be some energy block in your grounding that you just haven't seen. It's not that it wasn't always there, you just weren't ready to clear it, so you didn't notice it. And so the more that I call it upgrading your abilities, the more you upgrade your intuition or upgrade your vision or upgrade your imagination or whatever, the more you can clear extra stuff each time. And I think you can upgrade your abilities to a certain extent just by yourself, but I always like to involve the angels, because then sometimes you get a much bigger upgrade of your abilities. But you just say, angels, help me to be aware. And when you say angels in your mind, that your personal angels that are real angels that watch and guide you throughout this life, they hear and they can help you. And you just say, angels, help me to see or help me to sense what I need to release. Help me to release what I need to release. Help me to see better. Help me to feel more energy with my hands. You can get upgrades. It's not like this. I feel kind of bad sometimes, because most people don't seem to realize that you can upgrade your abilities all the time. And so they'll be like, oh no, I'm clairaudient, I'm not clairsentient, or I'm clairvoyant, I'm not intuitive, or I'm intuitive, I'm not clairvoyant. And it's like, it's not like a nationality that doesn't change, like you can, it's way more fluid. It's like you have all the chakras that everyone else has, you just unblock some extra ones and increase those abilities. I'm working with everybody on releasing from the back of all their chakras, like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, there's a top and a bottom to the 7th chakra. So I'll do that one separately. So I'm working like the first layer behind all these chakras, and then the first layer underneath the feet at the same time. So I'll use the doll just to show you what I'm doing when I'm doing it, just probably only for like a couple minutes, because it's a little bizarre for me to do it, but then I'm gonna hold up the doll too. So first layer, I'm healing not just only for a practical thing because it's right up against the back of the chakras and the front of all the chakras. So the more flowing it is, the more, your chakras can breathe better. But two, because first chakra is courage and safety and abundance. And if it blocks up, you get more fear and worry and nervousness. So it's very much a part of that work-life balance thing. Because sometimes, for example, you could get worried about money and worried about, various things and not be able to really enjoy your day because of those worries, and not be able to, go out to your porch when you have that half hour, just because the worries kind of put you in a more kind of compressed, non-flowing state. So you can clear those by getting better flow in your first layer, which is right up against your skin. So of course the front is also important, so I'll do that more now. And as I've said before, if things are triggered, they go into the front usually. So if you have baggage triggered, and life triggers baggage, so it's not like you can avoid getting triggered. Although there are certain situations where like, okay, that's more triggering for me, probably not something I want to deal with right now or do right now, or, what's the point of getting all triggered for no good reason? So there's some ways you can limit your triggers, but anyway, when you do get things triggered, energy blocks triggered, they come to the front of that aura layer that they're in. So then you can just use a lot of gold light and wash them out and just melt them away. And if they're not clearing, probably somebody's corded into them. Like if you're working on clearing them and they're still there. Like earlier this morning, I had a little bit of a feeling of nervous edginess, right? And what it was I had some energy blocks here, and then I had some people corded into the energy blocks. So that kind of like buzzes it, like. So if melting the energy blocks doesn't do it, then you got to just make sure that there are no cords holding them in place. Yeah, like some people, if these blockages in the first layer can make them not even consider like getting a better job that they like, or even thinking of like brainstorming, what could be a better job for me someday? They don't want to think about it because the nervousness, it just is too overwhelming. So you're like, yeah, no, Janet, I have no time, no energy to think about that. And not that you should force yourself to think about it if it's disturbing, but the point is, why is it disturbing? Why is that disturbing to contemplate a positive change? And let's give you some support and healing so that it doesn't stay that way. So that's what I'm doing. Still first layer work. First layer, which, is basic. The first chakra, the base of the spine, generates courage, safety, and abundance energy, and energy flows in the front, out the back, and then goes in that first layer of the aura, and then goes back in the front, out the back, and then all the way around again. So all the way around, you get the point. So now for healing the first chakra, no, I think I better roam around a little, see how it is that people need it. Yeah, I think I still didn't get down here enough, this open enough. Second layer, first layer, even third layer down here, they're just too compressed. So if you were to heal this part of your aura, I mean, you could check 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, you know, and you may have the whole thing blocked up, but it's less likely, particularly if you heal yourself regularly. It's probably more like third layer, second layer, first layer, or even maybe just first layer. Depends on how blocked you get. The point is, you know, once you narrow it down, then you don't have to imagine all of it. You just imagine what you're working on, if that's easier. The bottom is in some ways most significant just because it's good for drainage. So if this is all blocked up, it plugs up the whole aura layer. Whereas if this is nice and flowing, that means you can release into your grounding what you need to let go of. And so then the whole layer flows better. People have a lot of frustration triggered because I think, you know, if you do have work life balance issues or you have work and play, I'm sorry, receiving and giving imbalances, you kind of know it on some level, and it stresses you out, you know, that you can't just sort of have fun and get things done and have fun and get things done, you know. So that second layer, which is one out from the first layer, right? That's generated by the second chakra. And that has to do with emotions, sexuality, and sensuality as well. So, like enjoying the weather, enjoying tastes, and even temperatures. So, like, you know, I like my tea at a certain temperature. um, so, enjoying that stuff, that's all second layer. So, like I said, people get frustrated. And so that can build up in the second layer. So I'm just healing people's second layer of their aura all the way around, including beneath the feet because you want good drainage. But I think people below the feet are pretty awesome right now. So just checking everything else out because you get present from the top down. So I can't just do a whole bunch of healing on the first chakra if the second chakra is unhappy, because what would that do? That would make everyone want to be in their first chakra, but then like sort of hit their head on the second chakra, you know. Like you got to get everything flowing to get flowing down here and be happy and present. Yeah, otherwise people will be like, I was really crabby after that healing, Janet. Which is not good. So again, I'm healing the second layer now, because if I don't, I'm gonna get in trouble. People are gonna be crabby. Like you want. If you worked a lot on the first layer, you got to work on your second layer, unless it's already awesome. But you know, since that's for emotions, usually there's a lot there that needs unblocking. Sometimes I'll have a client say, "Yeah, this is so much work, you know, it's always work. Why is it so much work?" And I mean, the idea is, do you feel a payoff? If you don't feel a payoff, Do you think there's going to be a payoff? But if there's going to be a payoff, then you work for something that is worth it, you know? But typically, once you get to a certain skill level in healing yourself, then there's always a payoff. Then you're like, yeah, I rocked that 20-minute meditation I just did. You know, like maybe there'll be a day where it's like, I know it helped, but I didn't feel it. You know, but in the newbie and more early intermediate stages, there's a lot of faith that you have to have, like that, oh God, this better be worth it someday. But a lot of times when someone's like, this isn't worth it, rah, 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 there's just like maybe like a couple energy blocks that are knocking them out of whack and making them really feel pretty sour. Again, I'm healing the second layer, which is for emotions. It's one out from the first layer. So first layer, second layer. Yeah, I like that. All right. I'm going to do a teensy bit of aura chakra repair just because I feel like it could help everybody. And then some people that need it, you know, it obviously is going to help them even more. So it's a little bit like what we did with sticky gold wax. You know, you just imagine, okay, this is a copy of all 7 of my chakras out in front of me. And you could do them separate, like 7 physical, 7 astral, or you could just imagine them kind of superimposed on each other. So you're healing both at once, both sets at once, which is what I'm going to do again. So I like making the copies pretty tiny. So then with both my hands, I can surround 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 with gold light. You know, so that's the thing about a copy. It just, you know, it's for your convenience that you're making a copy of your chakras and putting it out in front of you and healing that copy. So the idea is, you know, you can think about unblocking them, but we already did that with the sticky gold wax. So you could just do a teeny bit extra it's kind of like you imagine the round openings and kind of pop out any energy blocks and melt them away. And 2, the energy blocks can be like in front of the chakras, right? So that space around the chakras, you can just imagine melting away the energy blocks around. And when you have 7 chakras, you know, yeah, the 7th has a different orientation. That one's up rather than this way. But it's a copy, so it doesn't matter. You can turn it around. So I like to orient the 7th, just turn it just for a sec. It's just the copy. It doesn't mess with your head, you know, but that way you have the round openings all lined up and the same. So it's kind of easier for me, at least, to think about it and do the same thing to all of them. So anyway, then repair. So you just use the gold light. And the idea is that if a chakra needs repair, it doesn't necessarily, it might not have that nice round opening right now. It might have like a chip or 2 missing from one of the round openings, or it could have a gash in the cylinder part that's not supposed to be there. So you just imagine, you know, surrounding all your chakras with gold light, and your intention is that it's enough to repair, to wash out any of these damaged places and repair them. And you can spin around your copies, you know, so they're oriented in different ways if you want, if that's better for your brain, but you don't have to. And one of the benefits of working all the chakras at once, well, it may be quicker. I mean, there's certainly a benefit for working one at a time. You might notice something that you didn't before. But you can work them all at once, and that's kind of an interesting feeling too. Because they all work together. The health of one affects the health of all of them. So when you repair them all at the same time, it's a pretty wild feeling, you know, it's like a bigger effect sometimes. So deep breaths. If you're listening and you're receiving this healing, you're one of the prepaid participants and you're receiving it right now and you're watching live, just deep breaths. I mean, you don't have to take deep breaths, but I think that can help you to just get in that sort of flow, release kind of headspace. And now I want to check everybody's grounding. Why? Because that probably made people want to release a lot. And so you don't want blockages in the grounding when you want to release a lot. That's another way that I get in trouble sometimes. I mean, trouble, I'm kind of kidding, but people will be like, I got really cranky an hour after that healing, not often or anything, but I'm just having fun with you. So like, it's because their grounding blocked up. And when you want to release a lot, and these healings make people want to release a lot. It's like maybe on a normal day, you'd be like, I don't have time to release and let go. But these healings make you go, I can let go. I can do it. I want to, so your grounding needs to really be flowing. You can always unblock it though, an hour later, 2 hours later. But that's sometimes why, I'll get a comment like, I was really cranky 2 hours later, Janet. It's like, well, your grounding blocked up. So you just imagine you're grounding and just, is it a waterfall? It can be red or orange or yellow. We didn't really, I think it's understood on a spirit level, but I think either any of the colors are fine, red or orange or yellow for your grounding right now. And just, let that release happen. Look for any places where it's not really flowing well. Look for, which could be visually or could be with your imagination, your intuition, your intention, with your thought. So the idea is that you're unblocking. And I have plenty of people who are like, did it work? Did it work? Did it work? On a video or something, because they can't see. And yeah, it worked. Feel free to ask me individually if you wanted to, under a video someday, when I unblock my grounding, does it work? Maybe give me like a scenario where you usually do it. I usually do it in my car before I get to work, or before I drive, or, every morning as I'm eating my breakfast, I unblock my grounding. Can you look at that? Because that's such a specific thing. It's very easy for me to visualize fast. Because I don't want to get into like a really detailed, 20-minute read over a YouTube comment. I want to do those quickly. Yeah, I feel like now everybody's grounding just shifted into like super flow mode. Because that's what you need if there's that much like healing on all the chakras, because it just like, it really helps you to just be like, yeah, I can let go. I'm ready, dude. So then your grounding has to be ready for that, to receive all that. Because then you really don't feel, you feel good, you feel lighter, you feel fine, So it's not like this dramatic thing of like, oh my God, I couldn't even eat or sleep for 3 days, Janet. It's just like, you feel good. Even though you're releasing like giant stuff, if your grounding is flowing, the bottom of your aura layers are flowing. I'm checking that too. Yeah, I gotta help people with their 3, 2, 1 right below their feet again. 3, 2, 1. And why? Because it was fine like 10 minutes ago. Well, because when I was working on all the chakras at once and really taking my time repairing lots of gold light, that just got everyone being like, yeah, I want to release. So then it kind of tested this spot down here, and it needs a little more help. Right below, in the bottom of the aura, underneath the feet. Aura layers 3, 2, 1. There, almost, yeah. There. I'm just checking some newbies. I'm checking some different people just to make sure. There we go. Okay. So now I think we're going to just do a little bit more we're going to shift gears just a little bit and not work directly with that framework of auras and chakras, aura chakra grounding, but more like working an issue. And as I said, underneath work-life balance is the issue of giving and receiving. Can you give to others? Can you receive? Receive good karma from the universe, receive healings from your angels as much as possible, receive from nature, receive in a healthy, safe, and empowering way from people. Can you just receive, like even getting yourself out to your porch to have a cup of tea for that half hour that you have. That's a level of receiving, even though technically you're receiving from yourself, but you're also receiving from nature. You kind of made it happen, that there you have your receiving moments. So you could just imagine like a garden, and half of it is for giving and half of it is for receiving, and just heal both halves and just make sure that, and if you don't like imagining like a garden, just imagine a big rectangle with one half for this and one half for that, one half for giving, one half for receiving. But it could be a garden, it could be whatever you want, but the idea is there are two spaces that you have that represent your ability to give to others and to receive. And don't overthink it, because like kind of you could get all nitpicky and be like, well, but there's giving to yourself and there's giving to others and then there's receiving from yourself and blah blah blah. So just giving and receiving. When I was looking at one of the participants, I noticed that at conception, because some people, okay, their giving and receiving problems are from past lives. Like even if you look at the last life or you look at before this life started, they had that problem of it was hard for them to receive. But sometimes it's specific to this life, and maybe it started at conception in heaven, but when you're in heaven and your parents are doing their thing, and that's like it starts. Everything's all planned by then, but then it starts. So there's like sort of these ceremonies as part of conception, and ceremonies makes it sound complicated, I think. But anyway, you make certain agreements with your parents, and they can hand you very heavy stuff. And this one participant, her mom handed her, because she's like the first child, and so her mom handed her a sort of responsibility for looking after certain history of the family, and looking after even her parents, and looking after having certain responsibilities for the household. Sometimes it's with a culture that they'll just put so much weight on the first child, but you could find it in any culture sometimes. But anyway, so she got a lot from her mom at conception that blocked up her receiving space. So that's the kind of thing that we want to clear right now. But again, I don't want to, you only want to clear what's healthy and gentle for you to clear right now. So this is something you could do, every day, or, once a week, or whatever you want, but just clear your giving and receiving spaces. Because, like that particular client, that stuff that her mom dumped into her receiving space, she's probably ready today to clear about 10% of that, which is a lot. But what you can do, that's just for an example, but what you can do, what I like to do too, is just you imagine what is good for you to release today, and then you clear all that, so that way it's just, I don't know, it looks cooler, because then afterwards the garden's like much nicer. So I'm helping people clear energy, blocked energy, burdens from other people out of their giving and receiving space. And I'm just using gold light, which you can do too. You can generate it you can make gold suns that shine down on your giving and receiving space, which is especially handy if you're using your hands for cooking, or or something else, maybe driving if you're really focusing on the road. But you can have gold suns shining on your giving and receiving space all day. You could do that. Imagine your giving and receiving spaces and then just put a bunch of gold suns, 100 gold suns on each of those spaces, and just then go about your day, and just have it like auto heal. I might start doing that. That sounds good. And I actually talked to one YouTube viewer recently about this in the comment section about how, you know, there's a reason why I'm doing this part of the healing so late into it after we've done so much other work, because it's just easier to clear more when your aura is already whole, your grounding's already flowing, your chakras are already happy, you're pretty darn present. Then 5 minutes on this will really rock your world because you're ready for it. Not to say that you can't just do one of my 5-minute videos, but if your aura is really messed up first, you probably should just do that aura repair unblocked grounding video, which I will put in the comment section. But we've already done that, of course. Okay, and the way I see it, and it's not like it's the only way you could imagine something, but between the giving and receiving spaces, you can have a wall, and that's just baggage, or burdens from past lives or whatever. But that wall is not good there, and you can melt it away, and just imagine as much of the wall as is good to melt away now, so you can melt it all away. But that wall, part of the effect of that wall is like if you're working, say, or you're giving to others, it's really hard to shift gears into receiving mode. So like say you're helping somebody and then they want to do something for you, it may just like you're just in this mode, you want to stay in that mode. So for work-life balance, that's a problem, because then you can get into work mode, or you can get into play mode and not want to work. So so clearing the walls between giving and receiving, so that you don't just get trapped in one area for a while, like, oh, okay, I need to give and give and give, and I don't have time to receive. Even my half hour on the porch, I can't do it, I have to give. So it's nice to just be able to flow back and forth, because then, it's better for time management to make it all, flow and happen in one day. You can't have that big rigid wall there keeping you in one gear. So again, I'm just imagining the wall that's healthy and gentle to clear right now in between the giving and receiving spaces. And you can imagine your giving and receiving spaces like two gardens, like it's one big rectangle garden, but they're separate, they're one side represents giving, one side represents receiving. And then just look to see, is there a wall there of baggage or burdens or something, other people's energy, and then just melt the wall so that you can easily shift gears when you want and give, but also receive. Yeah, I feel like that just happened. Like the gardens just kind of are harmonizing now, and there's not that wall. And again, it's not that people don't have more to clear in the second healing and the third healing. They do. So we'll check back, or we'll do that again in the second healing and also in the third healing. So then that was the more underlying one, the giving receiving one. So now we'll just do work and play, work life, personal life. Yeah. First, we'll just do work life and personal life for now. And then there's a whole nother one. Work and personal. And then there's personal work. And then there's personal play. So I'll explain that in a sec. But anyway, so we're doing work life and personal life, which is maybe what people most immediately think of with work-life balance. So you can imagine, again, like two gardens, and just give them both a healing. You're imagining whatever you need to, whatever's good to heal today in your work and work life and personal life. So one side of the garden is your work life, one side of the garden is your personal life. And just use lots of gold light. And then two, imagine if there's any wall here of baggage, burdens, other people's energy, whatever, making it harder for you to switch gears, and like right off you get off of work, maybe really get into something fun and personal, or in your lunch hour work, or sometimes people are like, they get so much into that work life that maybe they work too late in the day and they don't give themselves enough personal time before bed. So you don't want that wall there of baggage making you just kind of get stuck in one gear. So again, I'm just imagining the wall that's healthy for people to clear right now between their work and their personal lives. And then again, healing the work part of their life and the personal part of their life. And love life is a part of your personal life. So some people are like, yeah, especially heal my love life. So why not? It's a little extra gold light for whatever people need to clear in their love life. And so that's work-life balance, more literally. Although, to be honest, this whole healing, we were healing blocks in the way of work-life balance because we announced it and discussed it at the start. So that triggered all the energy blocks in the way of work-life balance. So even all that general healing that I was doing helped you clear baggage around work-life balance. So it's all sort of interrelated in a cool way. Okay, so now we're gonna finish soon, I promise. But this is, I think, maybe the most important one, maybe, is personal work and versus personal play. So personal work, I would define. Wait, I have to pick up that list of participants so my dogs don't eat it. But anyway, so personal work is like, say you have projects to do around your house, or you have laundry to do. That would be personal work, maybe. And unless you really love doing your laundry, maybe it's personal play. But anyway, there we go. I'm trying to be centered. But so personal play, would be like, just maybe singing your favorite songs, or, having joy. Personal joy is, I think, more of personal play. So being playful, having a, more of an inner child, silly playfulness about you, doing things that are fun, just totally enjoying. You enjoying the season, or enjoying food, or enjoying exercise, I guess. If you've rocked it enough that you really enjoy your exercise. But anyway, so let's do that. Personal work and personal play. And so you can just imagine a big garden, and one part is personal work and one part is personal play for you, and just heal both sides of that, personal work and personal play. Because like sometimes, say you have a weekend, so you have 2 days off, say, and maybe are you doing errands and running around and doing all these tasks on your weekend, so you don't really feel like you get to play. A lot of times that's just like past life baggage, or baggage you got at conception from one of your parents, or all of the above, or energy you picked up from the world and their angst. It's you can fit in both better if you heal it. So again, personal work, personal play, and just melt any walls of baggage in between the two areas, so that you can kind of shift gears and flow between one and the other, personal work and personal play. Maybe you're listening to your favorite song while you do laundry. Or, you're planning your day while you have a cup of tea on your porch. It'd be personal work with personal play. So again, I'm just helping people to clear what's healthy and gentle right now, so we don't want to do too much. Personal work and personal play, and then melting any wall in between the two that is ready to clear. Okay, so we're pretty much done. Yeah, everybody's flowing very well. It's just a little scattering. Being scattered is like you have energy far off somewhere that shouldn't be. There you go. Okay, so you can just end with an angel blessing and healing if you want. So, so from your personal angels, but also Archangel Ariel and Jophiel if you want. So you could just first say to your personal angels, "Hey, angels, can I please have a blessing and a healing?" And then also you can say, if you want, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Jophiel, can I please have a blessing and a healing? And then you just breathe and relax while they do their work. And you may notice that if you do these kind of healings, and you get these kind of blessings at the end of the healing, like this, with my healings, you may notice that it feels different this time, and that could very well be because we worked your ability to receive. All right, great. So your the archangels and your angels know, if that healing they're giving you needs to last, one more minute or one more hour, and they'll just keep going. You don't have to think about it. So one person said, "I feel dizzy," but I think they said that a long time ago. So if you do ever feel dizzy in a healing, just redo your grounding. And you could open your third chakra up also, because that's technically like third chakra blockages can cause fatigue, dizziness, nausea. So like, people just in general that have nausea problems. Also, fun story quickly. I do get car sick if I'm the passenger in a car, somewhat often. So, there are these magnets that you can put on like an acupuncture point, that you may have seen me in older videos. I'd have like a band-aid right here, and I was holding them. It holds a magnet onto an acupuncture point, and that really helps you from getting nauseous, which is cool because it keeps a certain meridian flowing a lot better. Fun fact. But anyway, so I don't know if you have any comments about the healing, brief comments, or how are you doing right now? You could comment below if you want. And let's see, let me check. Oh, 21 people watching. Hi, everybody. I feel great. Oh, good. So the dizziness cleared. Yay. Let's see. While I'm waiting for people to say how they feel, a little nausea still. A little nausea. Sometimes too, the way people are sitting is not as centering as it could be. So like if your legs are crossed, or you're I a lot of times I sit with my legs kind of out a little bit, and you want to get a lot of earth energy up through your legs so that you're more in. If your legs are crossed or you're leaning over or something, it tends to make your spirit more out. And so then you can't clear as much as you want, so that could contribute to nausea. Someone else has a tad bit of nausea. This is kind of cool. We're doing a subtopic about nausea. Yeah, I would just say reopen up your third chakra. Some of you guys have a little bit of like corked up right here. So just put your hand here and, gold light from your hand, and just, breathe in, like uncork take the energy blocks right there. Just go, give them to your angels. Take more out, give them to your angels. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, here's Bambi. Hi, Bambi. Hey, buddy. Hey, look over here. But anyway, yeah, still watching from work. Hope you don't get in trouble. Well, you work for yourself, so you're not getting in trouble. Yeah, I would just say open up the third more. What you could do too is do vacuum boxes around your third chakra, because maybe it's a little bit of like a being issue. So you can just imagine, a clear and gold. I mean, you can just make it all gold if you want, but a box that sucks energy into it, and put one right in front of your third and right behind your third, and just turn them on at once and let the vacuum boxes suck up any blockages or beings that are messing with your third chakra. And then just let that, work for like 30 seconds, and then have your angels recycle that when they're full. Say, angels, can you please recycle these vacuum boxes? Thank you. This is fun. I felt tingles. Yay! Yeah, tingles is, energy moving, energy flowing. Well, sometimes too, it's your angels. Like if like the chills, sometimes angels can do that really easily, and it's their way of making you pay attention. Or let you know that they're there. Hi. Thank you. Didn't fall asleep this time. Good. I love your cat. Yes, I love her too. Her name is Bambi. I trapped her in 2006 in the winter during in Chicago on the street during a viciously cold time. And she was on the street, and her fur was all dirty, but you can't really tell because her fur is dark brown. But like when she would be on a blanket, after I trapped her, the blanket would be all dirt. You could see the dirt because she was, I guess someone threw her out, I suppose, because she did have a little bit of a pissing in the wrong places problem. So, so anyway, she was basically starving out in the freezing cold, and so fortunately she went into my little humane trap that had tuna fish in it. And she got trapped. So then she could be my baby. Right? Love the first and second layers work. Yes. That I should probably put that in the notes section. The Get Present in Second and First Chakras video does a lot of that focus on the second and the first layers. So that is that's similar to what we did a lot in this session, is that Get Present in Second and First Chakras video. So I'll link it in the comment section. Are you still recommending gold mesh for beings? Oh, like what did I call that? Collapsing gold nets. You could. I like vacuum boxes. I think they're a little more fun. Vacuum boxes, there's no video only on vacuum boxes, but it's part of that unblocked grounding or repair video, which is only 10 minutes. It's sprinkled into different videos, you know, the vacuum boxes. We just did it too in the third chakra, you know, just make a box. You can make it gold and clear and just, you know, make it suck up. When you turn it on, it sucks up beings, you know, you know, the box just automatically does that. And then when it's full, you have your angels recycle it and all the beings in it. So yeah, I tend to prefer vacuum boxes over collapsing gold nets, but collapsing gold nets are cool too. There are videos with collapsing gold net in the title. You can find, if you search Janet Wright, collapsing gold net. Okay, thanks, Janet. All right, cool. So we should wrap up so this isn't like so insanely long. Let me see how many people are still on. 21 still there. You guys are motivated. Well, I guess, does anyone have a question? We'll do one or two more questions. You can post it down in the, you know, post it in the chat and I'll answer it. No questions? People are probably typing. There's like a delay. Let's see. We will wrap up soon though. So if there's no question, there's no question. But the next 2 healings in this, there are 3 healings in the set. So there's going to be another live stream on Sunday and another live stream on Tuesday. All right. Well, there's no questions. People are just so satisfied that they're not inquisitive right now. So cool. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you guys have a great day. And I will see you in 2 days if you want at that live stream. And the participants, of course, I will see you spiritually in 2 days. And I'll be emailing you a quick survey so you can, if you wish, fill it out tomorrow about how you're doing. Okay, thank you guys. Bye. Bambi says bye too. Thank you, thank you. I'm just waiting for people to text their thank yous. I hate cutting people off. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep. Yeah, it's nice to see some people are watching that were not paid participants, which is fine. You're super welcome to watch. How do you clear layers, aura layers? Gold light with your intention. Just melt away. I mean, clearing aura layer, it's just a jargon. It just means melting energy blocks. So that's what we were doing a lot in the whole time. We were melting away energy blocks. Clearing is the same thing as melting away energy blocks. So just, you know, the whole thing that I was doing, gold light. Gold light naturally comes out of, well, energy is naturally generated by any chakra that you have. And the more you heal a certain chakra and unblock it, the more energy it generates. So, but it doesn't have to generate gold light. You set it with your intention to sort of be at that vibration. So that's what it generates. So have this generate gold light, and then your fingertips also have a chakra, each of them that generates energy, which is like insanely cool too. So then that really expands how much energy you have to heal yourself with, because you have energy generating with all these little fingertip chakras and the hand chakra. So it's even cooler. Plus you could make like 100 gold suns and shine them all on you, and that's a lot of energy too. So you have a lot of good options. All right, cool. Well, Bambi says bye, and I say bye. You guys are awesome.